Welcome to Dr. T's podcast on SAT English sentence completion. First, I'm going to start by saying Bismillah, which simply means I begin with the name of God, and Alhamdulillah, this means all praise and thanks. Welcome to the first podcast by Dr. T and Company. We will briefly discuss one of the SAT English questions and try to work through them together. I pray you find this is useful. Right, let's start. So today's question is here. I'm just going to get one of my assistants. Tuba, could you please read that for us?
There is no doubt that Larry is a genuine blank. He excels at telling stories that fascinate his listeners.
Okay, so we have a sentence there. There is no doubt that Larry. Quick question, Yahya. Larry, is that a special word or is that a name?
It's a name.
How do you know it's a name?
Capital L.
Excellent, good. So there's no that Larry is a genuine something, and then we can the rest of the sentence tells us what that something is related to. That something is that he excels at telling stories. What does excel mean?
Good.
Just good?
Excellent.
Excellent. Yes, and you can see the word excellent is inside the excel. E-X-C-E-L-L-E-N-T makes excellent. So he's very, very good at telling stories. And what do these stories do to his listeners?
Fascinate.
They fascinate them. What does fascinate mean?
Make them happy. Make them
happy?
surprised.
Surprise. Yeah, they're looking forward. What's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? Okay, so let's look at these words. A, B, C, D, E. Hey, we have braggart. 2, dilettante. 3, pilferer. 4, prevaricator. And 5, raconteur. Now, these are all very difficult words. Do you know any of them?
Yes.
Which
I know
one?
braggart. Braggart.
What does braggart mean?
Show off.
Show off, yes. I hope you're not a braggart at school, are you?
No.
No. Right, let's look at the next word. Dilettante. Anybody know what that means?
I know it's a French word.
How do you know that?
Because dilettante.
It looks French, doesn't it? It sounds dilettante. Yes, it sounds like that. Okay, and does anybody know what it means?
No.
No. Okay, well, I've cheated and I had a look at the word dilettante, so I can just show you that. By the way, it just looks up here, and it says here, a dabbler in an art or field of knowledge, which I'm going to put in simple English means a person who thinks he knows a lot and does bits and pieces of everything, but doesn't do any one thing a lot. So, example, a dilettante might be good at cooking, driving, playing tennis, writing stories, taking photographs, but he never does any one thing a lot. What does pilferer mean?
Don't know.
Don't know? To pilfer something means to steal something. What about prevaricator?
Don't know.
I don't know which answer to take. Is it A or is it B? Or maybe it's A. No, I think it's B. No, I think it's A. I'm prevaricating. What does prevarication mean?
To keep thinking about something. And
To
give
be
an answer. Unsure.
Unsure, uncertain. To be moving from one option to the other. And finally, raconteur. That sounds like one of your...
French word.
Excellent, yeah. And what do you think raconteur
Means
means?
to excel in something which fascinates the listener.
Good thinking. Raconteur is a person who tells
Stories.
stories. So,
the answer
there is no
is
doubt that Larry is a genuine
Raconteur.
raconteur. He excels at telling stories that fascinate his listeners. So, he's not... If he was showing off, could this word fit in here?
But his listeners won't be fascinated.
Yes, they wouldn't be fascinated,
be actually.
but it would make
But
grammatical
he won't
sense.
be excel at telling stories.
Yeah, he could be a dilettante. He could be good at doing lots of things,
But he
but then he wouldn't be
excel.
telling stories,
And he wouldn't excel.
and he wouldn't be telling stories exactly, and he
Why
wouldn't
not telling
excel.
stories?
What about pilferer? No, he wouldn't tell everybody that I've been stealing things. And prevaricator doesn't fit at all. Okay, let's click
what
on
is
raconteur
prevaricator?
and see what happens. Did we get it right? Submit. Ta-da! And the answer is yes. Correct.
Next question.
Okay, so that's the end of our short lesson today. And before I finish, I'd just like to introduce you to one quick daily hadith. which is a saying of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's reported by Bukhari, which is a collection of hadith, and it reads, Yahya, could you read that for us, please?
A believer to another believer is like a building whose different parts enforce each other.
Okay, so a believer to another believer is like a building whose different parts enforce. What does enforce mean?
Put force on.
And others make stronger. Okay, so the believers make each other stronger. Thank you very much. That's the end of today's lesson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah liman ittaba'il huda.
It's that.